So thank you, David. It's a pleasure to give you an update on the work of the Pastor Nominating Committee. So those of you who may have forgotten, in late April, you elected 8 people to be your Pastor Nominating Committee. And we've been working very hard under the direction of 2 co-chairs, Jonathan Davies and Gail Goff. Could all the members of the PNC who are here just stand for a second so we can see you? Marnell and Gary and so on. So as I said, we've been working hard. We've been, in late May and early June, we were meeting twice a week. We've now settled down to once a week, but we are meeting about 1.5 to 2 hours a week. Some people have been calling in. Amanda Kuhn called in from Europe for like 3 different Monday nights. And if you do the time adjustment, you realize that was 1:30 to 3 in the morning that she was on the call. And believe me, even at 3 o'clock, she was making really good points. So very impressed. There are 3 main phases of a Pastor Nominating Committee process. So the first is getting organized and preparing what's called the Ministry Information Form. So that's like our job description. The second phase is identifying and reviewing candidates. And the third phase is the final selection process and going up to the call. And I'm very happy to report to you that we have now completed the first phase of this work. So we have completed the Ministry Information Form. Some of this is mechanical. It's the description of, it's the job description, and it's the salary that you're offering and that sort of thing. But the real heart of the Ministry Information Form is the qualities that you're looking for, the leadership that you're looking for, the vision. And your PNC has been having lots of really interesting discussions about that. We've taken a lot of input from you. We've relied heavily on the Holy Cow survey that was done, that you participated in, to try to identify what qualities we're looking for. You know, it's interesting. A lot of people would say, and as we start to prepare these things, you'd think it's like, oh, let's make PPT look really good and talk about all the great things they're doing. And of course, we've done that. But really great pastors out there also want a challenge. And so one of the things we've also done is try to be very truthful about some of the things that we think we could do better. And that ends up being an important part of this Ministry Information Form. I'm just going to, one of the items on the Ministry Information Form is to list the leadership qualities that you're looking for. And there's a list of like 40 different qualities that you could list. And I'm just going to read you the 10 qualities. You have to select the 10 top qualities that you're looking for. And so I'm going to just read you the ones that we have put on the Ministry Information Form. Preaching and worship leadership, spiritual maturity, teacher, public communicator, compassionate, strategy and vision, organizational agility, decision-making, interpersonal engagement, and motivator. So that gives you an idea of some of the qualities that we're looking for. We've completed that task. It was approved unanimously by your session this week. It now goes for a couple of days. We need an approval by the Presbytery, National Capital Presbytery. And our Ministry Information Form will be posted in the next few days online with the PCUSA in Louisville. And so that's basically when you're open for business in terms of looking for a pastor. You now have your job description out there and your description. So we're moving on to the second phase. We will soon be, this week we'll be moving on to the second phase, which is identifying candidates and going through their materials. So we have multiple paths that we're pursuing. First, that computer down in Louisville will do a match. And so we will be getting lists of pastors with their application materials that the computer thinks would be a good match for us. So that's one thing that we'll be looking at. But we're also talking to people. We're using, obviously, word of mouth. And we're also talking to other well-connected sources in Presbyterian circles to try to identify interesting candidates. So those are some of the things that we're doing. Lastly, just what can you do? And there are a lot of things that you can do to help us. The first thing is just be friendly, and I want to just emphasize one thing. Many of these pastor candidates will actually be visiting our church undercover. Sean and Sarah in October, before they came the following spring, actually sat about where Ed and Denise are sitting in the back of our church. They came undercover just to check us out and to see what kind of a church we were. So if you see people visiting, be friendly to them, welcome them. These are the things that candidates are looking for as they evaluate us. The other thing you can do is spread the word. So you can refer candidates to us, to members of the Pastor Nominating Committee. You can spread the word to pastors that you know that they should submit their materials to us. So these are some of the things you can do to help. Lastly, keep us in your prayers. We're working hard. We're trying to discern God's this ministry here at PPC, and we're trying to do a good job of presenting that information, and we'll be trying to take that into account as we talk to people. So thank you very much.